Welcome, everybody. Who's here? Let us know who's here, how you're doing, where you're joining from, if it's your first day with us. Jackie says greetings, lovely Jackie and friends. Patty says good morning with the smileys and the sunshine. Karen says hello, hello. If today's your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I'm joining you guys from Northern Illinois. And today we're here to talk astrology and then pull some oracle cards to get some guidance and wisdom. Jackie asks how my weekend was. It was loaded. Not in a bad way. Not in a good way. I don't know. A lot. It was good. Everything's always good because I choose for it to be good. Thank you, Jackie. How was yours? And actually, I was going to ask you guys what kind of clarity maybe this weekend provided for you in regards to what you're ready to slingshot towards. I'll just let that question linger and I'll re-ask it in a minute when more people join us. S says, sending hugs. Hi, everyone. Doing meh today. I hear that. Greg, good day all. Lots of love to everyone. Love it. Thank you. Angie says, hi, first time here from South America. Welcome, Angie. Nice to have you. Mercedes says, good morning, y'all. Lori, hello everyone, and Jackie from southern Wisconsin. Hello, my slightly northern neighbor. Nikki says, good morning, Jackie. Jackie says, felt free and like I was truly living in my own skin. Can't wait to hear about it, Jackie. Bonnie, such a glorious stretch of weather we've been having in northeastern Ohio. That's lovely. Yeah, we also had a really nice weather weekend. Actually, yeah, it was really nice, and then it was rainy, and I'm okay that it was rainy. This weekend was very loaded, trying to see the redirection in things. Hopefully today's talk will help you out. Ainsley, good morning from New Zealand. Another Jackie, good morning. Yes, I am too feeling meh. Mercedes, rainy day over here, listening while I clear and cleanse my space. Utilize this last week of Virgo energy. Virgo is the cleaner-upper, the getter-ridder of things. Audra, good morning, everyone. Deborah says good morning. Cheyenne sending love this morning from LA. Erin, happy Monday from southern Indiana. Wade, TGIM, thank God it's morning? Thank God it's Monday. I bet that's what you mean. So, yeah, tell me what this weekend provided for you that may be clarity regarding what you're ready to slingshot towards. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we talked about this on Friday. This slingshot energy feels available because we had that new moon, and then the day after the new moon, Mercury stationed direct. And I guess what I never said out loud, but I just communicated it in other ways. The new moon happened in Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So I feel like we had this new moon on Thursday and it was like, okay, clarity, intention, this is where I'm headed. And then the ruler of that new moon started moving direct. So that's where I feel the slingshot energy. So I'm curious if anything happened, right? And it doesn't need to be like a good thing that you're like, oh, this is the direction I'm headed. Yay! It could have been a pile of garbage that you were handed this weekend and you're like, I'm ready to solve this issue. You know what I mean? But we have some stuff going on this week that might impact the slingshot. So yeah, we'll talk all about today and then let me know if anything else resonates. Daphne, good afternoon from northern Germany. Welcome. Alexa's hi from New York City. I woke up super sick on Saturday morning. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you're resting, right? The universe just gives you those illnesses so that you can rest and purge. And it's our society that tells us we have to keep going and going and going and going. Greg, I'm feeling slingshotty, but no clarity per se. All right, we'll see. We'll see if anything today helps you. Frankie says, hi, I'm ready to move and start my new job. Love it. Melissa, hi from Denver, Colorado. Welcome. We're all over the map. I love seeing where everyone's from. All right, so today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about how Venus squared Jupiter yesterday, Jupiter retrograde. So that came exact yesterday, Sunday the 17th. And it's still happening today, and it's going to linger through the week. So Venus is at 15 degrees of Leo, squaring Jupiter retrograde at 15 degrees of Taurus. So we'll talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about how tomorrow the Sun at 26 of Virgo is going to oppose Neptune retrograde at 26 of Pisces. Tension, squares and opposition. Tension, tension. Hello, Joy. So yesterday and today, whatever, Venus is squaring Jupiter. This can bring up themes of money, love, and attraction. Squaring Jupiter can be like these themes are being blown out of proportion. Jupiter expands, and the square aspect adds tension. So this feels like something is just being blown up to help you see it. Jupiter retrograde is expanding maybe how we react to these events relating to money, relating to love, relating to desire. So I wonder if anything triggered you this weekend around those themes. We also have, so Venus is squaring Jupiter, but Venus is forming what's called a sextile to Mars. So they are two zodiac signs away. This is a harmonious aspect. It's helpful, but not like blaringly helpful. It's kind of like the background support. So Venus is also forming a sextile to Mars, which helps us to have the ability to take action on the matter. Because Mars is the planet of ambition. He gives us energy, he gives us our drive, and he provides power. So Venus is sextile to Mars in Libra. Mars in Libra, that's cardinal energy. Cardinal energy likes to take the first step. So while there may have been this tension of Jupiter expanding something in the Venus themes, money, love, desire, attraction, it could feel uncomfortable. But then if you choose to tune into that Mars in Libra energy, helping out Venus, the love planet, it can help you feel like you're ready to take the first step towards solving the issue. So quick little personal anecdote, I guess, but this weekend, so there's been a conversation percolating, kind of growing in my awareness that I've been wanting to have with my husband, and it's been in the background for quite some time. Like the thoughts of this topic started months and months and months ago, and I've just been sitting with it and sitting with it and sitting with it. And something this weekend told me that it's time to have this conversation. So it happened. And emotions on both sides were very heightened around this topic. But Mars was giving me that feeling that like it's time to act. Here's the go ahead. So even though the conversation didn't go as planned, it was timely. It needed to happen, surrounding those topics of attraction, love, desire, Venus stuff, and money is in there also, and values, if that resonates with what you guys are going through. Let's see, Mercedes says, very interested in learning about this next week and a half or so. The equinox and shifting into Libra season and Aries, full moon, gearing up for that. So we're not necessarily going to talk about Libra today, but definitely on Friday. I'll be back here on Friday and I'll talk all about that Libra season. Jacqui says, so strange. This was one weekend where money wasn't part of the conversation. A breath of fresh air at my house. Interesting. Angie said, you had the weirdest dreams this weekend as well. Haven't been able to sleep the past 2 nights. Really strange. Nothing has changed in my routine. Interesting. So, we also, tomorrow, have the sun forming an opposition to Neptune. So an opposition occurs when planets are directly across from each other, 180 degrees apart. The sun is in Virgo. This will happen at 26 degrees. Neptune retrograde is at 26 degrees of Pisces. So this can feel like addressing what you thought was real. So the sun in Virgo likes to help us pay attention to the details, analyzing every aspect of the situation. The sun is almost done in Virgo. The sun is at 26 degrees out of 30. So this feels like you've already done 87% of the analyzing of this situation, picking it apart, looking at all the stats, using a lot of your mind. Sun in Virgo. Neptune is opposing this energy, and I was trying to put it into words, and I just have to give you guys the visual that I'm seeing of Neptune opposing the sun in Virgo. So I'm seeing Neptune as like a wizard energy, because Neptune represents dreams and illusions. And wizards are like super powerful, right? They have like mega magic. So I'm seeing this as Neptune is as far away from the sun as he can possibly be. His influence is like being hidden, and he's sending this direct energy beam across the sky onto the light, onto the sun. But this wizard Neptune energy is trying to distort the light. How the light of the situation, how we've been illuminating these details. Neptune is trying to help distort it to help us snap out of the reality for a minute. This could help us release our grip on a situation, to release the needing to do it a certain way, the needing to have the certain outcome. And Neptune distortion doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. It's all about how you choose to interpret the energy, right? A distortion is just that. You can play with it and have fun and say like, wow, I get to see this with rose-colored glasses. I get to look at this situation from a fresh, new, naive perspective. Or you can look at this distortion and say like, well, Neptune is not letting me see what's real, so this sucks, and I don't know what I'm actually working with. The energy is the same. Your perception is what tunes it to be good or bad. But the sun is also right now in the middle of a grand trine. It's a wide grand trine. So the degrees are not exact, but it's a grand trine nonetheless. And I wish I had 3 hands. A grand trine is when there are 3 planets forming a perfect equilateral triangle in the sky. It's harmonious. It's mega harmonious. So the sun is receiving huge support right now from Pluto in Capricorn and from Uranus in Taurus. So this is a grand trine in Earth, Sun, Pluto, Uranus. This represents the practical aspects of life, the grounded, the 3D, the tangible aspects of life. So Pluto in Capricorn is helping us dig to the bottom of this situation to get down to the nitty-gritty of what we're actually working with. And then Uranus in Taurus is helping us to take a fresh, revolutionary approach to the situation. So I'm feeling like Neptune is throwing this illusion onto the light of the situation, Sun in Virgo. But Pluto and Uranus want to help you get to the bottom and see what's really there so that you can do it differently. Uranus, do it radically, switch it up completely. Mercedes says this earthy energy is heavy. And yes, it can feel heavy, but this grand trine like lightens it up. This grand trine gives us some ease to the heaviness. So it's like you automatically have stronger muscles to move through this heaviness. Perhaps the weight has been rather grounding though. I like that, Mercedes. Yeah, maybe this earthy, this grand trine in earth is trying to help you like come down from the sky, come down from your imagination and look at what's here. How does that all sit with you guys? That was kind of a lot. Good morning, AJ. So that's what's going on this week. Themes, Venus themes, love, attraction, money, desire are being expanded by Jupiter. And the Sun in Virgo in general might get you to nitpick and overanalyze what's going on. But Neptune is coming across with his powerful wizard laser beam to send, I feel like he's sending you like a new projection, a new way of seeing the situation. So allow yourself maybe to let go a bit. Let go of what you know about this situation. And allow your dreams to kind of take over for a minute. Hello, Fabiana. How you doing? So I have 2 decks with me today, and the first deck, I'm going to go back to one of my oldies, one of my goodies. We're going to use Ask Your Guides, and we're asking how are all of these aspects helping us slingshot forward? Because that's the theme we were talking about last week, is the slingshot energy. What's apparent in your face that is ready to just, we're going this way. And there's a whole lot of energy going on this week. So we're just asking about the whole astrology for this week. How is it helping us slingshot forward? Daphne says, yes, I've done certainly 80% analysis of the situation, possibly even 90% situation with being deeply hurt by a now ex-friend. I'm so tired of having that in my head and my heart. My heart has been extremely heavy all last week. But I also started my Qigong training, which is so beautiful, healing, and helpful. That's lovely. I'm sorry that you're having that heavy energy of being separated from a friend, but this is how the universe works. This separation was here to push you into that Qigong, which you're going to learn so much from that you're going to take through the rest of your life, to teach it to others, to heal yourself from other events. It's all just thank you. So I always do group readings. Feel free to send your energy into this deck, and we are asking our highest selves, the universe, source, a trusted spirit guide, whoever you want to work with today, ask them, how are all of these astrology aspects helping slingshot me forward? Fabiana says it is difficult to answer this mix of feeling, but kind of feeling bad and incredible at the same time. Isn't that interesting? Aren't the mixed feeling things just so interesting? You're not crazy. It's okay to feel completely opposite things at once. If this is your first time with me, hi Ronnie. And S says you're feeling the same. So I do group readings, and these group readings are always for all of us. But I'm going to allow 3 cards to come out of the deck. And then I ask you to use your intuition to see if any of the cards feel different than the other ones. If they don't, that's totally fine. That just means that the whole reading is for you. But if I show you, so I'm going to show you the backs of the 3 cards. So you're going to see this same image 3 times. If a certain card calls to you in one way or another with no rules, no expectations, then that could hold a stronger message for you. If you don't feel anything, the whole reading has equal pull. Look at Suzanne's feeling the same as Fabiana. Got a lot of mixed feelings going on. Melinda says good morning. Anne already knows what she's working with. That's great. All right, I'm going to show you the backs of the 3 cards. Let us know in the chat which cards are calling to you. If that's 1, 2, or all 3, or none. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. I'll show them one more time just in case. And we are asking how is just the astrology in general this week helping us slingshot forward? The back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Normally when I hold up these cards, I just kind of like zone out. But today I was actually like looking at the images on the back, and it's cool. I'm going to see how they come out. Very cool. All right, so yeah, Anne's working with 2 and 3. Jackie says, I'm with Anne, 2 and 3. Bonnie, 1. Deborah, 3. Patty, 2. Joy, all 3. Patty, 2. Greg, 1. Nikki, 3. Got an email notification. I love that. Nothing is an accident. Nothing is a coincidence. Love it. S1. Melinda, 3. Neptune, Sun, 1. I love that name. Jackie says, wow, 3 is coming on strong. Cool. Mercedes, 1 and 3. April, 2. Joy, still all. Chantel, 1. Fabiana, 2 and 3. Linda, 1 and 3. Anne, 1 and 2. April, 2 and 3. Melissa, 1 and 2. Lori, all 3. Suzanne, all a bit, but 3 and 1 stronger. Elena, all 3. Nikki, this is Ask Your Guides. And Alyssa's working with all 3. Stephanie, 2 and 3. Rachel got a throat tickle on 2. Huh. John's working with 2. All right, guys, let's see what comes out. How are all of these astrological aspects helping us slingshot forward? Card number 1 is boredom, coming from your spirit teachers, and the card is number 4. The keywords for this card, can someone define tedium? I've never heard that word. Like tedious? Tedium, disappointment, emptiness, frustration. Life is relatively stable and calm now. And yes, you've achieved a certain degree of predictability and comfort on a day-to-day basis. However, something is lacking in the way of fulfillment. Your spirit teachers gather in response to this emptiness. They gently remind you that there's more to your life than you are presently expressing, and are calling on you to remember your soul commitments of purpose and contribution to your fellow human beings. They confirm what you already know in your heart. Focusing on your interests alone will not fill your void. Trust these beautiful guides as they lovingly urge you to open your heart and share your time and gifts with others. They wisely counsel you that the restlessness, emptiness, and boredom you feel isn't the result of something missing from your life or something you've yet to attain, but rather is the reaction to the unexpressed talent, creativity, and love in your heart, things that your soul longs to give. Your spirit teachers invite you to take advantage of your present peace and certainty and use your good fortune to involve yourself with those who are still struggling. For example, take a friend to lunch, help an elderly neighbor, volunteer at a literacy support organization, or spend more time with lonely relatives. Your spirit teacher's message: give more and your emptiness will subside. Thank you guys. Greg says, tedious is doing the same thing consistently but boring. Suzanne, repetitively dull. The energy I'm getting from this card, and let me know if this resonates with you, is that I'm getting hamster wheel energy. Every day's the same. Wake up, go to work, come home, Netflix. Wake up, go to work, come home, Netflix. I'm feeling like that type of energy, like you're just doing the same thing. That 9 Inch Nails song is coming in my head. Every day is exactly the same. And what this feels like in your energy is that you're waiting for something to come in and save you. You're just like, once I get that promotion, or once I get that amount of money, or once I get that relationship, that's when everything's going to turn around. And this card is letting you know that you don't need anything else. What's going to help you right now to fill that void, to feel less empty, is to expand what's going on in here. Expand your heart and share it out to the world. So instead of like trying to intake things to fill you up, this is going to come from the inside. It's like finding the purpose within yourself, sharing what comes easy to you, what comes naturally to you. If you're in a place where you're waiting for the universe to send more money your way, so if you don't have the money right now to spend, what do you have? Do you have the time? Do you have the love? Do you have the attention to give to others? Everything is a currency, right? It's a flow. So if you're just sitting around complaining about your life, waiting for things to come in, it's not going to happen that way. It's not going to work that way. You got to give what you can, okay? And don't beat yourself up that you can't give what you want to give, because there's something else that you can give. Joy says, being in service to others is the healing of self. Yes. Suzanne, this card does make sense. Charlotte, boy, this is definitely my card. Suzanne says, so true. When I get to point X, I will be able to do all these amazing things. It's a game that your mind plays with yourself. Happy for No Reason. Marcy Smirnoff, what's her name? It's a book. Happy for No Reason. Read it. Bonnie says, this card is great. It supports my reflections. Cool. Jackie says, this has been me for a couple weeks now. Are you talking about the feelings of boredom? Something is stagnant. If something is stagnant, because I'm also getting that energy. It's not necessarily you feel like your whole life is on repeat, but there's a part of your life that feels comfortable, too comfortable, and you're getting bored. All you can do is give more. Give more of your energy to that situation with love. Give more of your loving energy to that situation and see what happens. See what changes. Melissa, I needed to hear this card today. Lovely. Greg says, I'm resisting sharing my gifts and wisdom with others. Why is that, Greg? Is it fear of success? Is it imposter syndrome? What kind of label can we put on this? The fact that you're aware that you're resisting it is the first step to opening it. Imposter syndrome, this is something that I've worked with a lot. Being so public with what I'm doing, like, there's eyes on me and my work, right? It's still weird to me. But imposter syndrome is when you feel like what your gift is, you're faking it. No, I'm just faking it. Like, I'm not really a good astrologer. I'm just talking and people are listening to me for one reason or another. You feel like you're an imposter. You feel like you're not capable of doing what you're actually doing. It's imposter syndrome. And it's a bitch. Alyssa, I feel I've given too much of myself away and trying to pour more into myself now. There's a balance of that too, you know? We'll see what else comes through the rest of the reading. Suzanne says, me too, Greg. Suzanne, but you're doing it exactly. And the same, like, it's okay to have I'm not saying I have imposter syndrome every single day before I come on here, but there are some days where I'm like, I shouldn't be doing that. Like, I'm not good enough to do that. And then that's how you break it, is you just do it. You just do it. And that's how you break out of that. Bonnie says that was called self-doubt when I was a kid. It's the same. Mercedes, I've felt this resistance too for the last couple months. Been reflecting and connecting to that source to understand it. I like that, Suzanne. Who am I to do this? Who am I to make all of this money? You know, who am I to have this wonderful relationship? Who am I to have my dream job? Who am I to have my dream life? It's imposter syndrome. But you're worthy. Who are you not to be, Bonnie? Angie, that one got to me. I feel like I'm starting to get over the imposter syndrome with my everyday work, but I haven't been sharing my spiritual works out of fear that I don't know what I'm doing. Well, you know what you're doing because it's gotten you somewhere. Your work might not be for everyone, but it's for someone. Same like me. I don't have the whole world's eyes on me, but the people who are meant to hear what I have to say are here. Card number 2. How is the astrology of this week helping us slingshot forward? Deprivation from our prosperity guides. And this is card number 34. The keywords for this card are withholding, paranoia, stinginess, and frugality. Whether because of a sudden change of circumstance or long-held patterns of lack, you may find yourself feeling overly concerned about your finances and security right now. You might be worrying that there won't be enough to meet your needs, so you're trying to conserve every penny. Your fear, okay, I'm just going to say this right now. If the money thing isn't resonating with you, this can also be tied to all those Venus themes of love, attraction, beauty, desire, love. You might be worrying that there won't be enough to meet your needs, so you're trying to conserve every penny. Your fears may even cause you to unconsciously seek others to reassure you or guarantee your needs in some way. The trouble with allowing these fears to take over is that your insecurity will be felt by others, and they will step back, fearful of being used for your security, creating a cycle of even more deprivation. This circle of fear and lack dries up the well of prosperity even further. Happily, your prosperity guides are here to help you reverse this vibration. They inform you that hoarding or withholding in any way goes against the divine flow of the universe, and it's the opposite of what's called for to create prosperity. The universal laws of prosperity state that we receive what we give. The universe does not lack. Lack only exists in our minds. The true source of poverty is an indication that we have disconnected from our divine source, which causes low self-esteem. This is the true source of lack in any area of life, whether it's money, comfort, security, or even love. To get back into the flow of things, your prosperity guides urge you to reconnect to the source by being generous in all ways. Any stingy tendencies, even with yourself, only keep you cut off from divine supply. Reclaim your self-esteem by recognizing that you are a trust fund baby of the universe. Your needs will be easily met if you open your heart to receiving the universe's gifts. Connect to this flow by sharing what you can. A smile, a compliment, your assistance, your time, your prosperity guide's message. Tap into the abundance of the universe by sharing your heart. Yeah, Joy. I feel like those first two cards said the exact same thing. And this is just, I feel like this is just deepening the message from this first one. This card is loaded. There's so much in this card. So if you sit around wallowing in what you don't have, and I wish I had more of this, I wish I had more, look at all these other people who have all these great things. I don't have that, right? If you sit in that, you're closing off your energy. That's victim mode. That's victim mentality. That is saying that you're not worthy of these things because they have them, but I don't have them. And then the more you are able to get out of that, like, okay, sure, I don't have this, that's fine. I don't have this right now. What do I have? Right? If I don't have money, maybe I do have time to share. Maybe I do have care to share. You know, some people just need to be listened to. And the more you're able to give what you do have, the universe will provide. But it's almost like you have to open your willingness to receive by showing what you do have instead of focusing on what you don't have. Do you see the different energy? This is like, my hand is representing your aura. By showing what you do have, you're literally opening, and then it could come back and receive into the open hand. But if you're saying, I don't have this, I don't have the time, I don't have that compassion for others, you're not going to receive anything because your hand is closed. What else are you guys saying? Carrie says, wow, I came in here at the right time. Now I know I'm not the only one feeling this. I love it. Erica feels so seen. Being super frugal. Okay, I'm going to talk about this for a few seconds. Just a few seconds. Real quick. I grew up poor. You want to call it poor. You know, like the food stamp, reduced lunch. There were 10 kids, whatever. Hand-me-downs, like poor. My teenage years were spent with my dad on disability and Social Security, me and him at home alone, divorced family, poor, bare bones, eating ramen, like poor. So I grew up with that mentality. Then I moved out on my own and I had this mentality of like, I gotta scrape by. I can only afford what I need. I can't buy myself nice things because I can only afford what I need. That's what I came from. Past few years, I've been healing as much as I can because I'm starting to open up to like, that's literally just a belief. It's not true. It's not true. It's so freeing. It's not true. It's you get to choose your own reality, right? So then here I go and I'm starting my own business. And I still have this like, but I'm trying so hard and it's not coming in. I'm not being fulfilled. Like, what am I doing? Then I switched my business to donation based, and I stopped putting a limit on the amount of money that I'm supposed to receive for my services, and I started not being obnoxious with my spending, but little things like when I go out to eat, if I want the steak, I'm gonna get myself the steak. I'm not gonna get the cheapest steak on the menu. I'm gonna buy what I want, because when it comes down to it, penny pinching those few dollars here and there, you're not gonna build a fortune by penny pinching. You're just gonna hold back the feelings of getting what you want. When you show the universe that like, yeah, that's for me. That full price sweatshirt over there, the one not on the clearance rack, yeah, that's for me. It's those little shifts, and then the more you show the universe that this is for me, I'm using money as an example because it's what I've been working with, but you can still do it with other things. You could do it with love. You could do it with affection. You could do it with just anything that you want. Like, just ask yourself, what kind of energy are you showing the universe? It's a big game. This whole thing is a big game, in my opinion. Erica says, starting a business and been constantly concerned the last 2 weeks. I just told myself this morning to let it go. That's what it came down to for me, too. Yeah. Just let it go. And it's always there. What I need is always there. And it's the same for you, too. That's what abundance is. Always having what you need to do what you want to do. It's always there. Are you afraid to send it out? Because are you afraid it's not going to come back? It's self-discipline to change your flow, to send it out without fear, and then watch it come back. But you have to take the first step. Reward yourself, Patty. You're welcome, Carrie. Melissa says, I grew up close to that also, and thank you for sharing your story because it's helping me face my own fears. Thank you. You're welcome, Melissa. Stephanie, good card. I have felt this my whole life, especially as an adult. It feels against everything I know as I try to retrain my brain that I am okay and source has me. That's exactly it, Stephanie. You are retraining your brain. You are re-establishing your patterning, and it's going to take time. It's okay, but it's so fun to like take the little steps and then look back and just, wow, I did that. Morgan says, wow, Jacqui, I relate so much. I have always avoided things based on price for myself, but have been willing to spend anything on others. Interesting. Fabiana, there is so much in this card. I cannot process all the messages right now, but it was right to the point. Need to listen to the replay. Yeah, I post these replays on my YouTube channel if you guys want to watch. Just search Jacqui Mancuso on YouTube. Patty says, wow, you are describing me completely when it comes to spending money. Erica says, yes. The birds in the field reminds me of that passage. Interesting. Nikki, my husband grew up being poor in a big family, but he somehow managed to get the highest degree and has a good job. But noticed he splurged like he has lots. When he buys for us, it's like he will never have again. Interesting. The comeback part has my attention, Greg. Rachel, yes, I've been wanting to clear out the clutter in my house lately, learning to let go and trust what I need will come my way. I don't have to cling on to all this old stuff just in case. Same energy. Card number 3, how is the astrology this week helping us slingshot forward? Balance comes from the divine teachers. And this is card number 36 in the deck. This card has the keywords of support, codependency, manipulation, generosity. You are in the delicate process of learning how to properly balance the flow of give and take in your personal relationships, and it's time to evaluate how you're doing. Are you giving too much, leaving you resentful and angry? Or are you withholding when you could give more, leaving you feeling guilty and defensive? Your divine teachers can help you learn how to better align your relationships so that neither give nor take too much as a means of controlling others. They counsel you to be honest about your motivations when dealing with others. You know in your heart of hearts what drives your interest in them. Do you give with a secret agenda of you owe me? Do you create dependency in and control over others with your kindness? Or do you withhold for fear that you might be taken advantage of keeping people guessing about your motives and intentions. Your divine teachers are on hand to help you answer these questions. They lovingly assure you that relationships are the most difficult of all spiritual classrooms, and the lessons of proper give and take are the most difficult of skills to learn. Have compassion for yourself as you seek balance with others. Ask your divine teachers to help you become more aware of how you give and receive in all relationships, not just the romantic kind. Their message to you: there is no difference between giving and receiving love. We're all coming into balance. That's what's happening. The slingshot is something that's going to bring us back into balance. There's something that is way skewed, whether you're giving too much or you're not giving enough. I encourage you to either watch the replay and pause on those questions and reflect, or our good friend Bonnie puts the text updates of the cards in my group on Insight Timer. It's called Our Spiritual Community. You can find links for both in my Insight Timer bio. But those questions of like, are you, what was it? Okay, so where in your life do you feel guilty and defensive? That might be where you're not giving enough. Where in your life do you feel resentful and angry? That might be where you're giving too much. And just like we started today's talking about mixed feelings, you can have mixed balance. You could be giving too much of yourself in one area and not enough of yourself in another area. So by using those emotions, I really like the emotions that book talks about, you can try to sit with, where am I out of balance? This had something else. I love the validation from this card that relationships are the most difficult experiences in this lifetime, because that felt like my soul needed to hear that, because I've been trying really hard lately, maybe too much. Maybe this is the universe telling me like, all right, just surrender it. I've been trying really, really hard to make sure that all of my relationships are balanced, that I'm giving enough and that I'm also receiving enough. And that's what I've been overanalyzing. This whole reading is making me realize that. So thank you for letting me have this talk with you guys. Because you never know what the other person is thinking unless they're a clear communicator. And if you go on your assumptions of behavior, they could be totally skewed, because you might act a certain way based on your past, and they might act the same way based on a completely different reason. So like, that's why honesty is so important. And it goes both ways. Like, if you're that kind of person, and I'm laughing because I've caught myself doing this a lot, if you think that like, they should know how I feel, they should just know what they did wrong, based on my reaction, they should see how I'm acting and they should know what's going on. Poppycock, like everyone's different. And clarity and honesty. Erica, holy Libra. Love it. Mercedes pulled Temperance during my new moon tarot pull. There you go. Jacqui loves balance. My soul sister gave me a bracelet with the word balance last week. I'm absolutely working on balance with relationships. Joy, what you give out, you give back. That's the whole first part of this reading. That's what the universe is trying to slingshot us into right now. Where do you feel like life is stagnant? That's a place to give more. If you focus on what you can't give, you're going to keep the flow cut off. Focus on what you can give it, and then watch it come back. That's how you create the balance. Look, these people are giving two different things. One has a heart and one has a present. But they're both receiving what they don't have enough of because they're choosing to give what they have an abundance of. Done. I'm not going to over-explain that because that'll lose the beauty. Definitely see the connective message within these cards. Yeah. Bonnie says, agreed, mind reading is tough. Suzanne, I've been feeling guilty about not calling my stepmother more. Talked it over with her this weekend. She resents it too. Been reflecting on what all this is about. That's so cool. We're also in the nodal axis right now of Libra Aries. South node is in Libra. We are releasing tendencies to people please. We're releasing the feel that we have to be out of balance, that like we have to give more than the other, or like we have to receive more than the other. Like all of that this is the karmic tie-up, letting go of those kinds of feelings. So that's really interesting. And that's been prevalent just for a couple months. We have a year and a few months more to go of that. Jacqui, we say not to should on ourselves. We can't ask others to should on themselves. Very true, Jacqui. Aaron, change is inevitable and tips the scales. Balance is a constant effort. Love that. Love that. Daphne says, yes, relationships. And a lot of people are just not into honesty for whatever reason. Makes things even more complicated than they have to be. Yeah, because we all of us have something that we might be holding guilt or shame around. So you don't want to, like sometimes you don't want to be honest out of fear of being judged or abandoned or rejected because you think that there's something wrong with you. So you don't share it because you don't want others to see it. And that's where the imbalance happens. Fabiana, my body is aching after these two last cards. I will go dancing and shake it off. I love it. Thank you, Patsy, for your donation. I appreciate it. Patricia, how to let go of the feeling about not giving or getting enough. Patricia, did you just join? What I recommended earlier is sitting with, and you can do this like a list, right? So I would, at the top of the paper, here's Teacher Jacqui coming out. Top of the paper, what am I resentful and angry about in my life? And just list what you have resentment about, what you're angry about. That is where you might be giving too much. And then, it's okay, Patricia. What do you feel guilty and defensive about in your life? That might show you where you're not giving enough. Start there. See what happens. Bonnie, do I have to put my homeroom number on the top of the page too? That's stupid, Bonnie. I don't care about the homeroom number. I don't care about the date. I don't care that you write your proper name as long as I know who you are when you turn it in. Man, I miss teaching. I was like the coolest teacher. I was the rebel. I was the Aquarius teacher. You don't need to follow all the stupid rules, just the rules that actually do something good for you. We are also going to pull. So that was how, that was asking how the aspects of this week are helping us slingshot forward. We're also in the final week of Virgo season. So I'm going to pull one more card from the Native Spirit deck. And we're going to ask, what is the Virgo sun asking from us this week? And let's just sit with that for a second. What is the Virgo sun asking from us this week as the sun wraps up their time in Virgo? Suzanne, I wish I could. We're running out of time. Suzanne asked if I could recap the aspects. I post this replay to YouTube, so it would take way more time than I have right now to recap what's going on. Bringing things into balance. What is the Virgo sun asking of us this week? Did you send your energy into this deck? Did I even say that? let's see. If you guys have been enjoying today's session, I always accept donations. They're never expected. If you'd like to offer that energy exchange thing. If the donation is not your thing, you can follow me on Insight Timer. You can follow me on YouTube, where I post the replays, giving your energy by like interacting with my stuff, leaving me reviews. If you guys work with me, my scheduling system always sends an email to leave a review, so that helps me a lot. Like, that's energy in, energy out. This whole reading is about, like, you don't have to give what you don't have, give what you do have, and then watch the rest of it come back to you. And then if you want to work with me, like I mentioned earlier, my whole business is donation based, with the exception of my coaching program, which is whatever. But you can find my website in my Insight Timer bio. My link tree is there. You can find how to work with me. I do tarot readings, I do astrology readings, I do and human design. I also dabble in the human design. I do Akashic Records readings, I do Reiki healing, I pretty much just do whatever. If you need help, talk with me, because I've helped myself a lot, and I just want to share it to help the world heal themselves. Like, I'm not here to heal you, but I'm here to show you how I healed myself and give you the tools that'll work for you at this time. Jackie and Joy and Rachel, thank you guys for your donations. Milan says, much better to give what you have more of or less of. Less of, right. I mean, someone who gives their heart when they never get it sounds more amazing to me. Interesting. All right, so we're asking what is the Virgo sun asking of us for this week? What does the Virgo sun need us to do? What would it like us to do? Thank you, Charlotte. This is from the Native Spirit deck, and the card that came out is Circle of Life. I've always said Virgo energy feels green to me. Here's more Virgo. All things are possible. Stand in your center and be open. The four winds are bringing your dreams to fruition. Embrace and accept where you are in the great circle of life. Bounty and abundance are flowing to you. If you've had relationship or financial challenges, things are about to change. Is this not the most spot-on reading ever? We started with the Venus square Jupiter. Themes of finances and relationships are being blown out of proportion. The things are about to change. Holy shit. The circle of life, called the medicine wheel in Native American traditions, from last week's card, symbolizes a cosmology that honors all the circles of life. Those in Western cultures tend to see life as linear. However, those in indigenous cultures see all life as a circle. When this card chooses you, it's time to honor and cherish all aspects of the great circle. All parts of the journey have beauty and grace. There's beauty in the rising sun, just as there is in the setting sun. To only revel in the rising sun and demean times of endings depletes your energy. Choose what is, and you become master of the universe, or at least of your own personal universe. Is there more? There's a journey. I'm going to read it real quick. So this deck gives you like an example of how you can do this. So the journey for this card is to create a medicine wheel for yourself. It can be as simple as creating a circle of stones that you place on your desk, or making a circle of stones or pine cones that you lay outdoors. As you place each part of the circle, hold the intent that you are honoring all aspects of your life. This card feels very Virgo to me, because Virgo is the end of summer. Virgo is the mutable earth sign, wrapping up earthly energy, wrapping up practical things so that we can start the next season. If you don't wrap up everything now and bring things to a close and bring things to an end, then you're kind of sabotaging the next start. It's like if you don't finish chapter 4 and then you start chapter 5, you're going to be lost. Like, you have to come to the end. You have to close things down. What this is also making me feel is that this is just so vast, so deep, and I hope it comes through this way. When things are about to die, especially unwanted energies, when bad things are about to die, they usually scream the loudest as they're on their way out. So if something is huge right now that you do not like, I feel like it's because it's closing down and it's losing power, and it's like fighting those last few fights just to get out there, to get heard, to try to save its own life, but it's done. It's done. And it's a beautiful time in the cycle. It has to happen. Everything is cyclical. It has to start, it has to do the middle part, and it has to end. So this card, and you can have multiple seasons going on in your life at once. Different areas of your life can be in different seasons. So this card makes me feel like, oh my gosh, and my astrological brain has me so much in the 3 seasons, cardinal, fixed, and mutable, but the circle of life is the 4 seasons. So this card makes me feel like we're stuck in the middle. This to me feels like fixed energy. So where in your life do you feel like you're at a standstill, that you're stagnant? You might need to do more cardinal. You might need to start more things, to start freely giving what you do have, to bring yourself back into balance of that flow, right? Balance is flow. Flow is balance. Shira. Here's card number 1. That's boredom. Charlotte and Erica and Sandy, thank you guys very much for your donations. Greg says, wow, pretty. Card number 2 was deprivation. Erica says, you can't make this shiz up. Card number 3 was balance from the Divine Teachers. April needed those words. That encourages me to get to that work that will complete that. Yeah, circle of life. This is also the energy of having that authentic gratitude, being grateful for everything. Thank you for allowing me to argue with this person because now I see XYZ. Thank you for giving me this financial difficulty because it has helped me find power in myself that I wouldn't have found if everything was handed to me. Thank you for my car breaking down because it allowed me to receive help and support from my friends who had to come pick me up. And there's a silver lining in everything. And this card wants us to find the silver lining in the darkest of things because everything just is. Everything just is. Nothing is good or bad until you determine it to be so. So why not make everything good? You can't change it. I have so much to say about this, but I am tying up today. I hope this helps. We have one more week of Virgo season. Virgo mutable, closing up the season, closing down, reflecting, mutable Virgo. One more week. So sit with these messages until Friday. I'll be back on Friday to talk about Libra season, which begins Friday night into Saturday in the States, depending on where you are. Suzanne and Alice, thank you girls for your donations. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Alice. Shreya, love that. Make it all good. Because you create your own reality. I get so passionate about that. I also feel like I'm yelling at teenage Jacqui. You make your own reality. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Nikki. Joy, fantastic way to start the week. Thank you. Erin, such a motivating session. Namaste. Thanks, Erin. This replay will be on YouTube in a couple hours. You can rewatch it there to get more whatever if you want to rewatch it, or in our spiritual community. Bonnie always puts the text updates of the cards. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the donations. They're much appreciated. Thank you for all your energy, sharing your stories, sharing how this relates, helping me make connections, giving your own little anecdotes. It's all just so beautiful. And reach out if you need help with something in your life. I'm here to help. That's my role. I'm here to help people find the best version of themselves. LakesideLivingHealer.com is my website, if that's easy to remember, or hop on my Insight Timer profile, and my link tree is there with all my links to everything that I'm doing. Fabiana, thank you so much for holding space. I learn a lot with your sessions. Beautiful. This is my contribution. I have the wisdom. I'll share it. Lori, Patty, Patricia, Sandy, thank you guys. Namaste, Jackie. See you in a bit. Thank you so much, Daphne. All right, guys. Sending love to all. Namaste. Until next time.